Happened on Wednesday morning. I was heading out for an early morning class. Then I could hear people shouting and cursing. So when I got out of my room, I could see people in front of my house. People were shouting, cursing. They were even about to get physical with one another. They were about to fight. Like, and me, you not see me in that kind of place. And besides, I even had a class, so I had to quickly leave. So I saw one of my neighbor in their midst, and I was trying to ask him that what was the problem, but he said he was saying something, it wasn't audible enough, and besides, I was already running late, so I had to leave. So when I got back from class that day, so it gave me the full gist. So guess what? So these anonymous guys come to my neighborhood, and one of them claimed that um he saw some good Samaritans picking 75 naira cash, 75,000, sorry, 75,000 cash by the roadside, and nobody is going there to claim the money. So he went to meet one food seller, like she sells food beside my house. So he went to meet this food seller, and he told her that he has a scheme, that is she interested, that this scheme is going to bring money out. That he plans that he and the food seller should go there and claim they are the owner of the money. So they could just share the money. I don't know how they want to share it, but so they could just share the money. Can you see money that is not their own? So Ina said Nigerians, people might not believe him. So he feels a small child should also be included in this scheme. And since there was no small child around, so the woman's daughter, she actually volunteered to follow this anonymous guy, since the food seller said she couldn't leave her shop. So she volunteered to follow this anonymous guy with the hope that she's also going to get her own cut too. Since they sell it for this Nigeria. So this guy borrowed the rice seller's phone to call someone on the phone. I don't know the person. I think an anonymous person too. So he called this person, and I think he said, I think the rice seller's airtime got finished, so they had to borrow another person's phone. That is a fashion designer across the street. So after using the fashion designer's phone, he also told the fashion designer of his scheme, which he also volunteered to. She also volunteered to join. Like, this thing is just cracking me up. Like, in this century, in this media age, wahala. So he then told them that his anonymous partner told him that to make their story more convincing, they should include an elderly person. So this elderly person will be the owner of the money, of the 75,000 naira, and this daughter, is the rice seller daughter, will be the one that misplaced the 75,000 naira. And he said to not to arouse any kind of suspicion, he said they should actually gather some kind of money, so it would be as if the 75,000 fell out of like 95,000 naira. So that was the scheme. Do you understand what I mean there? So the scheme was like the money initially was 95,000 naira, so 75,000 naira dropped out of the daughter's hand, and that fashion designer is the owner, and him is just a good Samaritan that went to tell him that ilele. God. So they all volunteered to go ahead with that. So they were able to gather up to like, I think 40,000 or like 30 something thousand. I'm not so sure about the amount, but they were able to gather up huge amount of money early in the morning. No, like in this country, hey Jesus. So those they collected the money from, like I think they collected 3k from somebody, 10k from somebody. They were telling those people too that if you bring 3k you collect 6k, if you bring 10k you collect 15k, blah blah blah. So they were telling those ones. So those ones too, they were interested. So I think they borrowed the money from like 9 different people, and they were just able to come up with the money. So this guy, they gave the money to this guy, to this anonymous guy. So he held the money, and he was still with the fashion designer's phone. So as they were about to go to the crime scene, or the place where the mysterious money is being kept, so the guy told them to wait at his shop, that I wanted to go and pick his anonymous partner, who happens to be a police officer, that in case those good Samaritans won't give them the money, so the police officer will be able to fight for them and collect the 75,000 naira. Hey, can someone tell me that and I'll believe it? Hey, anyhow, so to end my story, this guy absconds with the money. Yes, so the money those people gather, those 9 people, he absconds with it. And even with the fashion designer's smartphone, oh japa. He ran away with the money, oh, and with the smartphone. Hey. So after waiting 1 hour for him, then the fashion designer and the daughter later went back to the rice seller and they told her. It was at that point they knew they fucked up. Like they knew they've been scammed. Eh? I don't know how people just take risks. Like, is that possible? Like, is it possible? Can it just happen to any other person? Me, I'm always paranoid when it comes to anything online. Anything comes to put money down and get some or double your money, all this kind of plan. I don't feel comfortable. I am always skeptical when it comes to stuff like that. I don't feel comfortable doing stuff like that. So me, besides the mixture of the Edo, Yoruba, Takpa, and Sierra Leone blood in me will not even allow me to even partake in such kind of activity. So guys, my question for you is that would you partake in such kind of activity? Because me, I would never partake in such kind of activity. And the second question is that do you think this guy used jazz or voodoo? Like voodoo is like magic on them, or do you think this is just greediness and lust for money? So guys, please, I want you to share me your thoughts and share me your opinions. So see you guys, don't go nowhere. Thank you.